it's me, Brianna, and this is going to be a makeup tutorial on how to apply your makeup step by step. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please be sure to subscribe down below. If you guys are interested in how to apply your makeup step by step for beginners, I hope you will continue to watch. So after you've washed and moisturized your face, you want to apply a primer. A primer is going to help increase the longevity of your foundation as well as provide a barrier between your skin and your foundation. If you have oily skin, I highly recommend you apply a primer. It's going to help compact oiliness and it's going to help your foundation to last longer. You can also use primer if you have dry skin. I just recommend that you find a primer that has moisturizers with it. My favorite primer is Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. It's a little expensive, but I find that it works best for me. A low-end foundation that I found that I actually like as well is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. This ranges about $6. For video purposes, I am going to be applying my Smashbox primer. Actually, you know what? I'm going to apply both. I'm going to apply one primer to one side and one primer to the other side. Just so you guys can see that whether it's drugstore or high-end, you can find a primer that works for you. So right now I'm going to be applying my Smashbox primer to my left side of my face. And I like to focus on my oily areas such as my cheeks and my nose. Now on the other side I'm going to just use some e.l.f. Mineral Infused Primer. So once you have applied your primer, I recommend allowing your primer to dry for about a minute just to allow it to soak into your skin and create that barrier. Next, I'm going to be applying a color corrector. If you don't know what color corrector is, I will provide a link down below as far as the science behind color corrector and how to find the right color for you. Applying a color corrector is optional. If you have dark circles or really dark bags or discoloration, I highly recommend a color corrector as it's going to correct that darkness and the undertones. You can apply your foundation and that darkness not seep through. As you guys can see, I do have about 2 acne scars and then I have a little bit of discoloration around my face. So I'm going to be using my LA Girls Pro Concealer, and this is the orange corrector. And I have a little small pimple right there, and then right there, and then a little bit around my mouth. I like to take my finger and just apply that. And I find that using my finger warms up that foundation or corrector and allows it to spread easier and blend easier. So I'm going to also have a little mark right here that I'm going to color correct. Once you have your color corrector applied, then you can go ahead and apply your foundation. And I'm using my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This is a liquid foundation and it's an oil control. I will say this, you guys, because I get a lot of questions about foundation. When applying foundation, you have to find what works for you. What may work for a YouTuber may not work for you. I constantly have to change foundations because in the wintertime my skin is not as oily as it is in the summertime. I do have a book on how to find the right foundation for you, as well as different types of foundation, different types of coverage. So I will provide that link down below if you're interested in purchasing them. I'm going to be applying my foundation with a Real Tech sponge. Again, you can use a brush, you can use your hands. It just really depends on what works for you. Again, I have another video that goes into how to apply foundation using a beauty blender, using your hands, and using a brush. So if you find that you don't really like the sponge that much, you can always look into using a different technique. I have so many videos on how to do my eyebrows, so I'm not really going to focus on my eyebrows just because I feel like I have so many videos out there. However, if you're interested in how I do my eyebrows, I will provide the link down below. I try to make as many videos as possible that goes into full detail. Okay, now that my eyebrows are done, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my concealer. I'm going to be using my LA Girls Pro Concealer in the color Fine. This concealer is okay. It's not my absolute favorite concealer, but it's very inexpensive, and I find, you know, for the price, it actually is really worth it. Now, because this concealer dries so fast, I actually like to apply one eye at a time, and I am just applying that under eye. For a while when I was applying concealer, I was wondering why it was not covering up what it needed to cover up. and I realized that when applying concealer, you really want to focus on the edges. You don't want to focus on the middle part, because that's where you actually want, you know, that's your under eye. That's where you want to actually conceal. You want to pretty much blend out the edges when you apply your concealer. You don't want to blend out too much. I also find it's easier to layer your concealer in the areas you need instead of just applying more and more concealer, because then it starts to look cakey. And again, I'm just taking that concealer and basically I spread it. Just like that. And then from there I just blend out the edges once it's been spreaded. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my nose, my cupid's bow, and a little bit on my chin. And this is just applying your concealer to where the sun naturally hits your face. It's a form of highlighting. So now that I've applied my concealer and I've kind of highlighted my face, I'm going to go in with Black Opal in medium and I'm going to set my concealer. People also call this baking. Setting your concealer or baking allows for your concealer to last longer, and it also can work as a highlight. So I am taking a sponge and I'm just going to apply that. I'm going to do my forehead. I'm going to do a little bit for my nose. And this is just going to, one, allow my concealer to last longer, because I have extremely oily skin. I've noticed this summer that I've been getting more pimples, that my skin's been oilier. For one, it's really hot. And for two, you know, sometimes your hormones change. Sometimes your skin may change. I went from combination to mostly oily. So I am just going to allow that powder to set on my face. As that powder sets on my face, I'm going to go ahead and do my eye look. I don't want this video to be on the eyes. I don't want like some crazy eyeshadow look, because I have so many videos that focus on eyeshadow looks. So for this, I'm just going to do some eyelashes, a little bit of eyeliner. So I'm just taking my Meet Matte Nude palette and I'm taking the Matte Sing shadow. It's kind of like an orange shadow. I'm just going to apply that quickly to my lids. I don't want this to be about the eyes, so I'm just going to apply a little shadow. Then I'm just going to take Matte Rosin, which is a light brown, and just blend that onto my crease. I'm going to apply a little bit of eyeliner. I'm using e.l.f.'s liquid eyeliner. It's only $1 at Target, so it's super inexpensive. And I'm going to line my eyes. I do have a video on how to use liquid eyeliner. It's kind of old. Just write down below you want to update it, how to use liquid eyeliner, and I will do a video on that. I'm also going to apply my lashes. I do have a video on how to apply lashes, so I'll provide that link down below as well. Okay guys, I'm going to contour my face. I am using my Sleek Contour Kit in the color Dark, and I'm just going to apply that to my cheeks. And you can see like the contour line. I really don't like to do a crazy contour. I just don't, even though I have a round face. When you contour, you definitely want to contour inward. And I'm going to take a little bit more of this, and I'm just going to apply that right here. And the great thing about contouring with powder is that you can build it. And if you find that you apply too much contour, you can always apply face powder on top of that and start over. Now I'm going to take some more of the Black Opal powder, and I'm just going to clean up this contour line. Now I'm going to take some Cargo blush, and this is in the color Laguna, and I'm going to apply that to my cheeks. Excuse me, I think some of the blush got in my nose. When applying blush, I recommend that you build to the color that you want. A lot of people, when they apply blush, they say, oh, I look like a clown, and it's because they applied too much at one time and they weren't able to blend it out. So I always recommend building to the color that you want. That way you're not overwhelmed by the color. And for 2, you can always apply more, but you cannot apply less. And again, if you do apply too much blush, you can always apply a little face powder over that just to lighten up the look. Now I'm just going to blend out that face powder I did. And now I'm taking a little bit of bronzer and I'm going to apply that. When you are applying your foundation, your contour, your blush, remember your contour is going to go on the hollows of your cheek. Then from there your blush is going to go on the apples of your cheeks. And then right on your high cheekbones, right there, you're going to apply your highlight or bronzer. So contour, blush, bronzer, highlight. So I'm just going to take this. And if you guys have been following me for some time, you know I am in love with bronzer. And I actually applied a little too much right here, darn it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of face powder and just going to dust that off. Because you really don't want the bronzer right there. You just want the bronzer right there. But I was talking and not paying attention. I'm also going to take a little bit of this bronzer and apply it to my brow bones. So now I'm going to spray my face with Max Fix Plus. What spraying your face is going to do is it's going to, 1, help that powdery look that you may have, and then for 2, allow your makeup to last longer. Woo. Now I'm taking my lipstick from Queen Skin & Cosmetics. This is a dry matte lip color. It's called Tame, and I'm going to apply that. Okay, now that this is like drying, I'm going to take some of my Benefit Sugar Bomb lip gloss, and I'm just going to apply that over my Queen Skin lip gloss. So this is how I apply my foundation step by step. I do want to call out, and I'm pretty sure some of you guys have noticed, but my foundation shade is not the right color for me. As you guys can tell, the shade is too yellow and a little bit too light. So I do apologize for the incorrect foundation shade. Please disregard that. But other than that, this is how I apply my makeup step by step. If you have any foundation or face cleanser questions, please be sure to check out my ebook, Just Face It. I'll provide the link down below, as well as all the other links I shouted out in the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this step-by-step for beginners makeup tutorial. Please be sure to leave any questions down below, and I'll try to answer those for you. Of course, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already. Comment, thumbs up, and until next time, you guys stay healthy, happy, beautiful, blessed. Bye.